Hey guys, I wanted to come on and talk about knowledge acquisition. So traditionally speaking, when we needed to acquire knowledge or become informed about a particular topic or obtain a particular piece of information to facilitate the sort of decision-making process in any given scenario, anyway, all of our knowledge acquisition efforts were based around high intent. So we would deliberately go out of our way to research or study and retain information and so forth. But what's happened, particularly with the rise of social media, for example, as a consequence of technology and the newsfeed experience and the newsfeed information consumption style, if you like, what's happened is that a lot of our knowledge acquisition attempts and activities have very much become interest-based. So if you think about the way in which your newsfeed on any given platform is configured, it's all configured around interest. So for example, the algorithm, you tell the algorithm, and further the algorithm incidentally learns what you're interested in, and as a result, your newsfeed experience becomes configured specifically to your interests as a user in the digital space. Now, this is great in terms of, I suppose, helping us in the short term to feel satisfied with what we're consuming online. However, I think there are a few key challenges that come with this. There are a lot of challenges, but I think two of the most important challenges we need to be thinking about is one, the impact this has on our capacity or willingness, if you like, or the frequency of which we become victim to confirmation bias. So confirmation bias relates to the fact that I suppose we only like to consume or be exposed to information that validates our existing beliefs and biases and so forth. So that's the first problem. The second problem is that in terms of, I suppose, expanding our thinking, being open-minded, learning new things and so forth, this can be particularly challenging because in terms of the path of least resistance, which is what our brains are wired to want to do, in terms of knowledge acquisition, we just resort to, for example, social media and newsfeed. So we get into the scrolling mentality, we consume information quite passively. And what happens is that satisfies our short-term desire to acquire information in a seamless and easy way, and we enjoy it because it's things we're somewhat familiar with or at least interested in. But in terms of, I suppose, learning growth and so forth and personal development, this can become particularly challenging and almost counterproductive for us. So I'd love to hear thoughts on this massive topic of conversation that relates to that of strategic communication, strategic learning, all that sort of stuff. I think it's certainly something we should be talking about a lot more, so as to ensure that we as individuals and organizations are becoming mindful of how we approach knowledge acquisition and therefore retention.